We are back with another episode of Take After Take. This is a podcast that we hope that everyone listens to. Slowly but surely. We're just trying to get there, y'all. Producer Pat on the ones and twos. Yours truly here as well, Carl Prather. Man, we are about to start the summer. It's Memorial Day. We are recording this on a Tuesday because I'm trying to be off grid for like the next X amount of days. I may have a full Moses beard. I may have me a mullet. The whole nine when I come back. You see that right there?
You were going to have none of that.
Boy, have me some locks, some bangs right here.
Where are they going to come from? Turkey? Is that where you're going? Tell the people you're going to Turkey.
I am going to go. My Turkey brothers and sisters, if y'all got somebody that's
it's Turkish,
there,
by the way, not Turkey.
My Turkish brothers and sisters, if y'all got somebody that wants to put a chip hit on my head, I'll do it. Just for what's and giggles. Just see what happens.
It is wild that rich people go, or rich men rather go. Have you heard about that? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Here's the only issue. The only issue that I have with that whole situation. Normally, if you get that, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, anyone that's had that, got their hair restoration or whatever, I think it goes back. Like, you have to continue to do it, like, every X amount of years. That makes it worse.
Possibly, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't stop Mother Nature.
Yeah.
Can't stop it.
And for listeners that don't know, rich people go to Turkey, travel to Turkey for hair restoration. I don't know why it's happening in Turkey.
There's people in the States are starting to do that. There's a company that I know Brian Urlacher does. That they have one in Chicago and Dallas because I know Deion Sanders, he actually did it. And everybody was like, man, where in the world did Deion Sanders get his hair from? So yeah, there's a lot about hair, huh?
That's what people come to this podcast for.
I'll just go with what I got right here, which is, slim and none. Like I'm playing, what is this? It's 4th and goal and I'm on 2-yard line. We gonna keep fighting. I need something to fight for, Patrick. That's all.
Hey, you'll take a benefactor if they want to benefactor the hair.
Yeah, if you want. Shave, get it from above my underarms. I put up. So
sidetracked already.
I did
off to a great start.
Because
we should let the people know that we have not talked about anything that we were going to talk about.
No,
this is just
we not. But here's what we are going to talk about: Memorial Day, because this is summertime. First of all, okay, so everybody has a favorite season. What is your favorite season in a calendar year?
It's summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough, I've been here in Huntsville for 15 years. There are a lot more people, surprisingly, P, that don't like the summer more than not. And I am shocked about it.
Well, we do live in Alabama.
Brother, you should like it even more. The summer is I will go on record. If you live in a area that does not have the warmth, the humidity, the heat of Alabama, and I get it. It can be unbearable. You can get sweaty with it. Who doesn't enjoy the summer as your bar none? The summer is the best season. Has to be.
I would agree to you, but I think I could understand where people are coming from saying that the humidity is 112% and I can't breathe.
Get you some water. Get you some fans and stuff. Sit outside. Enjoy your finest tunes. Listen to whatever you want to listen to. I've been rocking. I've been listening to Yacht Rock and Yacht Rock R&B.
Okay.
On Sirius XM.
Yeah.
Memories, dog. Because when I was old, little tyke, old daddy and them out there listening to them jams out there, grilling some meats.
Now what are we talking about? Doobie Brothers, Michael McDonald.
All of it.
Ambrosia.
That's my Michael McDonald.
Michael McDonald has to have an approval rating of about 100% amongst everybody in America.
I can't trust you if you don't like Michael McDonald. I can't trust you if you don't like the Doobie Brothers. I can't trust you if you don't like Stevie Wonder. I can't trust you if you don't like Earth, Wind, and Fire. I can't trust you. That's like people I can't trust it, like... I can't trust people that say, like, that'll poo-poo on, like, Frosted Flakes as a cereal. It don't have to be your favorite. But I'm just saying, it's not like something you're like, oh my gosh, I don't like it. Like, no, you have to like. So your music choices in the summertime. I'm talking as far as the old school stuff, because I loved it. Look, 42 years old, I love the new school stuff. Shout out to all the young new artists and stuff, all the pop stars and all the hip hop and R&B stars. Love them all. But man, ain't no little old school jam back.
It does hit
a little nostalgia.
A little differently.
A little different. Perfect.
Yeah.
Favorite Memorial Day. If you go get on the grill, if you have to grill something, what's your favorite food for Memorial
I think
Day?
it's your classic hamburgers and hot dogs with a little bit of maybe
Ain't no ribs.
potato salad. You can do ribs, but here's the thing about the ribs. You gotta like somebody gotta know what they're doing before they can take on the ribs.
I may tell this story for 4th of July, but I'm gonna let it pass right now because the people involved in this may be listening to it, and they're gonna be like
Potentially incriminating.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, man, I think he talking about me. Bad grilling story, dog. I love to grill.
Yeah.
I'm not acting like I'm Memphis in May, like a world grand champion barbecue. I'm not.
Shout out Big Bob Gibson, by the way.
Big Bob Gibson's won
Take
something.
it home.
Yeah.
They took it home this past week, right?
They did. Memphis, first of all, everybody needs to go to Memphis in May at least once in their life. It's amazing. I love going down there to Beale Street, and the whole month is amazing. I'm not acting like I'm some, once again, no grand champion, but I love to grill. I love to grill, like, your ribs and your pork shoulders and all this stuff. I don't do a lot of brisket and stuff like that. It's kind of, I'm kind of like you, like relative to like hamburgers and hot dogs, like ribs and like steak or something like that. That's probably all I'm gonna do. You get into brisket and stuff, time extensive. Like you gotta try to. It takes a while.
You ain't out there at 3 o'clock in the morning with a temperature gauge.
Now I could, and it would be amazing, but I just can't. I'm not doing all that.
You don't have all the time?
I'm gonna let somebody else do it. Then I'm gonna come over to your house and I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna do.
You can tell like whoever in your neighborhood when they're serious about it. When you go to a cookout, if they're like not jovial and it looks like work to them, the food's about to be good.
I agree, but it also get folks that have like kicked it with us in our family. And all my homeboys and people that I run around with, they always look at me like, it took you half the time. And this me slapping. So like, I would like to ask some of the finest grand champion barbecue people, like, put that tinfoil hat on. Do we really gotta have all that time to cook all that?
Are you on my side now? Or with tinfoil hat?
Do we gotta have all these hours to cook this meat? Stuff like that.
Oh, okay. So
that's all I'm asking. I'm just asking a question. Does it gotta take all that time to? You gotta take 7 days and 7 nights to cook a piece of brisket.
What do you think? Do you think it's just a bunch of dudes trying to get away from their families for 14 hours?
See, you do it too much.
That what it is? Well,
you do it too much.
You're the one started. I didn't start it. You're the one started it. You're the one saying that you don't need all that time, and there's people, all kinds of competition.
I'm just saying. I think the not pork shoulder. What are they called? Oh my gosh, what's your pulled pork?
Yeah.
I've done something where I've done like, and I have done it, and it is pretty legit. I've done it where, the night before, probably like 11 p.m. the night before, smokes overnight. I redo the process again, keep it up to proper heat and stuff. And it was slapping, I ain't gonna lie. But I'm gonna say right now, I'm just gonna keep it real. And everybody listens to this, I want somebody getting these IG DMs and these comments. You give me an hour and 30 minutes and give me 2 racks of ribs, I got pure confidence that them things gonna be hidden. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna bring something in this summer. I'm gonna do one on a Friday. I'm gonna bring a bunch of ribs over to the station and let everybody eat them. Slap it.
So here's what we need. We need you versus a grandmaster champion. You give a deadline. We'll see how it goes.
I'll do this hour 30 minutes.
I think
90 minutes.
You are like the people that are like, hey, I could beat a bench player in the NBA.
No, I didn't say that.
That's what you're saying. It's the same kind of attitude.
All I'm saying is all I've said is, little quick high heat. Get it in there.
I'm pretty sure that's the opposite of what all they do. Quick high heat. That's the opposite.
That's all you need, though. That's all I'm just telling you.
Okay.
That's all I'm telling you. They're gonna be slapping. You're gonna be playing the flute.
Send all your hate mail. It's carl.prater@waff.com.
I'm just asking a couple questions. I'm just saying, like, a lot of these guys. I've never, from a really for real grill master, I've never had anything bad from any man and or woman that has ever grilled food long term. I just wonder, we gotta take that long? Like,
it's a process, man.
We gotta take 5 to 7 business days to cook this food.
Sometimes you have to. The best things are done like that.
You're right. Rome wasn't building a day. Didn't they say that?
Rome wasn't building a day. You think Michael McDonald was doing all those hits in one day? Now, he might have been because he was talented. It might have only took him a day.
Why Michael McDonald still got all his hair?
It's a good question. I don't know. He's just born with it, I guess.
Shout out to the late great Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers was probably 225 years old before he went on home. Full beard, hair, nothing moves. Him, Jimmy Johnson, Michael McDonald. What's the secret?
Just keep it. Don't they say that if you can make it to 40 with most of it, like you'll keep it after that, or did I just make that up?
Bro, you made that up. I got it. When I grow it out, here's the scary part. Them grades is coming in, big dog.
Oh, well, it's wisdom, right?
Them grades.
Getting wise?
Them grades is coming in. Them grades are coming in. It's just... Oof.
Well, you got to just rock with it. You can't...
I can't put no shoe polish in there?
No.
For what? Why not?
You got. If you're going to do it, you got to be elegant.
All the guys do it. I remember cats in my church, the old cats, I'm talking about they be 95 years old. You be looking at it and be like, you ain't got no grades?
They start sweating. It starts running down the face.
Oh, man. Boy, that just for men was just for men. I know Deacon such and such is 97. And his hair is black as mine. And I'm 15.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Hey, you do it though. And then it just comes down, and this stuff don't wash out of your shirt.
No. Okay. We do have to talk some sports. Okay. Speaking of conspiracy theories, because you are insane. We had the NBA draft lottery, which I absolutely love every June. It is one of those things in the middle of, as we like to say, kind of a lighter part of the sports schedule. Everyone's about to get outside. You're going to be with your families. You're going to just take some time for yourself. It's cool because the NBA is kind of like one game a day. The NBA finals will happen in June. You'll have the draft. But I always have loved, in May rather, the NBA draft lottery. I just have always loved it. And for one reason or another, everyone has, for years, man, the lottery's rigged. The lottery's rigged. Go ahead, Mr. Tinfoil, and spew this absolute foolishness that you believe that the NBA draft lottery is rigged.
Well, here's the thing. Let's get your camera shot, by the way, before we start this. The evidence is that it continues to happen.
Oh my God!
From Patrick Ewing in the frozen envelope to the fact that the NBA, when they owned the New Orleans Pelicans, they were looking for an owner. Somebody finally comes in. Oh, lo and behold, the New Orleans Pelicans, miracle by a chance to get the number one pick to get Anthony Davis. And then here we go yet again. We knew something was fishy with the Luka Doncic trade. You talked about it. How could this? Something's got to be wrong with Luka. Something's got to be wrong with Luka. No, Nico Harrison, probably rightly so, by the way, traded Luka Doncic for Cooper Flagg and Anthony Davis. That's a pretty good trade now in retrospect. So Nico's not an idiot or a genius. He just happens to be a pawn in a grander scheme that yet the NBA has turned around again and rigged the NBA draft lottery once again. And everyone's acting like, oh, how are they going to rig the ping pong balls? I don't know. How do 30 billionaires rig anything? You want to just look at the world right now? It's not that hard.
Ladies and gentlemen, everyone that listens to this wonderful podcast, all 7.5 of you.
I think it was 6.5, by the way.
6.5. We coming.
2 of them are us, too.
For real. This is what this really is. And I'm going to lay this out for you as eloquently as I possibly can for one Patrick Akers. See, this has to be rigged because I told him when this Luka Doncic trade went down that in the end, much like I said in our group chat, how many times did I say, when it's all said and done, when smoke clears, who's going to be right?
Well, now, I will agree with you.
Also, it's now.
I will agree with you.
So, hold on. Let me ask you a question.
Please.
You were 100% on board. Oh, this dude is an idiot. Nico Harrison doesn't know what the heck he's doing. The Lakers are NBA Finals. I looked you dead in your face. What did I tell you what was going to happen with the Lakers?
You said they would not make it.
No. When were they going to lose?
First round.
How many games I said he was going to win?
Probably 1, 2.
No. 1. It has never happened in NBA history, and I want a historian to mention this. It has never happened that an all-NBA player, his first 5 years, is moved in the middle of the night for a bag of popcorn, you and me, and a piece of lint and a paper clip. You will have me believe that the NBA, Adam Silver, everybody said, you know what? If you do this, we're going to rig this thing so we can set it up so that then you could be able to
See, no, because when you do like that, that is what it sounds. But here's the thing: explain Derrick Rose to Chicago, explain LeBron James to Cleveland, explain Anthony Davis to the Pelicans, Patrick Ewing to the Knicks. This has continued to happen, and I have to admit, I appreciate the audacity of the NBA to just do this yet again and have everybody claiming that it's rigged and then not do anything about it. We've moved right on past it. So in that retrospect, Adam Silver, congratulations.
You know they have, you know when they do this, they have some of the finest, what is the word that I'm looking for?
There's people that come in that verify, much like the Oscars and all the envelope stuff. Yes.
Hold on. Oscars rigged?
No, I don't think
American Music Awards rigged?
I don't believe so.
Billboard Music Awards rigged?
No, I mean, some of those award shows, they're definitely campaigning and things like that. But again, what is it, a 1.8% chance? So we've had miracles now happen in this draft.
Miracles?
9, 10 times. Yeah, you go the percentages is math at some point. 1.8%.
Wait a minute. Miracles. I think I'm 42. I vividly remember, not in this state, not no Yellowhammer State, not just yet. I love horse racing, y'all. From the great state of Kentucky, the old Commonwealth, we got this thing called the Kentucky Derby. Bucket list thing, everyone needs to go just to see it, just to experience it. It's amazing. I love horse racing. I love the odds of horse racing. Got this thing called long shots. You ever heard of long shots? You know what horses are?
Sure.
Horses 50 to 1, something
Yes.
like this. Why that always happen in horse racing?
Well, it's 50 to 1 in the probability of bet makers making odds. It's not mathematical ping pong balls. So like you're saying, the 50 to 1 odd, whoever is the favorite, right? You put them at like 3 to 1 or whatever.
Correct.
There's not more copies of that horse to win the race. So all of the horses, if there's 12 of them or 10 of them, each horse mathematically has a 10% shot to win the race. It has nothing to do when you're talking about ping pong balls and the number of ping pong balls, it comes down to a mathematical equation there and a 1.8% chance. Now we've seen this, another long shot case with the Cleveland Cavaliers, from the New Orleans Pelicans to the Knicks, the frozen envelopes. And like Adam Silver is a disciple of David Stern. You don't believe that David Stern rigged the Patrick Ewing on the Knicks with the frozen envelope? We've heard all kinds of stories about that. This sounds a lot like...
What are we talking about?
Everything sounds crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Until years pass and people start coming out. Oh, JFK. Oh, what is that?
Here we go. I need to get the biggest thing a Reynolds wrap, and I want to wrap your whole face up. Just do
it.
like this.
You can do it. What I don't like is people, as my uncle used to say, people peeing on my leg, tell me it's raining. I know the difference. I ain't stupid.
Let me ask you a question then. So if that's the case, how did the Spurs get in the top 5? How did the Spurs didn't they have a 1% chance of getting into the? How did?
You talking about for this draft?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you got to make. If you're gonna do the murder, you got to cover it up, right?
If you tell me that the late great David Stern negates a trade for one Chris Paul to go join the Lakers because of competitive balance, you got me. Because I believe him. I believe that was the case. If you tell me that NBA teams are doing everything in their power, if you have nothing to play for and are tanking games to try to get into the lottery to get said pick, a la maybe a team that maybe had one of the greatest power forward ever, I'm not gonna say no names, I'll believe you. You gonna be to tell me there's a canister full of lottery balls and the NBA can magically make the lottery balls and the 1% chance find a way to navigate through all of these balls to be able to land the number 1 pick. They got this, ladies and gentlemen of this great country, they got this thing called the lottery. You can have each state, got the Powerball. I got cats in there wanting super quadrillion, majillion, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious in odd chances to you to win that. Do we get people to win that?
Oh, sure, yeah.
What's the difference?
The difference is...
What's the difference?
The difference is there's 30 billionaires that have an advantage about which player ends up on their team.
Oh my gosh.
And I will give you the fact that Luka Doncic was probably out of shape, and the NBA said we need to get a superstar over to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Did the NBA say that the owner of the Dallas Mavericks say, we're not giving him no Supermax.
No, I think the NBA said that.
Stop
and
it.
also,
Stop it.
newest owner group in the NBA, who happens outside of the Celtics, who just bought it. Who is the newest owner group in the NBA?
Dallas.
There you go. So I think Adam Silver, right out of David Stern's playbook, frozen envelope. Also think David Stern, we'll get into this at some point in the summer, I'm sure. I think David Stern secretly suspended Michael Jordan, and that's why he went to go play baseball. I believe that too. I believe that conspiracy theory. And I think the NBA, yet again, rigged this draft in the lottery as a favor to the Mavericks for letting Luka go to the Lakers. Because hey, Luka's fat, he needs to go to the LeBron James factory of how to keep your body well past 40 so he can be a good superstar. We need to try to get the Lakers in as deep in the playoff runs as we can. Obviously, it backfired. And now the Dallas Mavericks get Cooper Flagg. So again, in hindsight, you might be right. Nico might be right for this trade. Who gets Anthony Davis in? Yeah, he gets Anthony Davis in.
Just say what I told you was going to happen regardless of whatever this is going.
No, because now I believe the evidence has
you.
changed.
I flat out told you. Before, I told you. It has never happened. All these conspiracy theories you want to
Exhibit A in my favor.
I know Exhibit A because you didn't know anything about this before this went down. So I guess you believe.
Nobody could. Nobody would have.
I can't. What's wrong with you? Why are we having this conversation? Why are we even doing this? What? So you mean to tell me because of Derrick Rose being from Chicago? I'm a Chicago Bulls fan, by the way. Had a 1.7% chance or 1.4% chance to get Derrick Rose. They landed Derrick Rose. Patrick Ewing, Tim Duncan in the Spurs.
The evidence list keeps going. Keep going. Anthony Davis to the Pelicans, new ownership group to come in and get number one pick.
So that's what. Okay, so if that's the case, so we need to in our heads right now, we need to say to ourselves that next year, the Washington Wizards, bar none, the Washington Wizards, bar none, are going to have the number one draft pick.
No, because the Washington doesn't have anything to give the NBA to make the NBA want to rig anything in their favor.
So let's just say a prestigious NBA player goes and acquires the like automatically it's a Illuminati gateway toward you getting the number one pick.
What I'm telling you is that if the Lakers are struggling again in 10 years and there's a high profile superstar on a team,
I need to look at something.
They will somehow magically end up their way on the Los Angeles Lakers. They will have the association will have to pay the Laker tax, and that team will get compensated by having a high draft pick. It has happened again and again.
Here's the question that I want to know. We act like the Lakers have not been god awful and terrible prior to Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, after Jerry West and Elgin Baylor. Before Kobe and Shaq, like we act like these things never happened. Do we all not know that like how average at best the Lakers were before one Shaquille O'Neal signed a contract for them to go there? They drafted Kobe, so like that means that David Stern said, you know what? We got this high school kid that the Charlotte Hornets have the draft rights to, but we gonna fix this up and trade and do this. Do you realize all of the things that would have to happen for? Here's the reason why this is not going to happen. You know why? There was a referee that...
Exhibit B, by the way, in my favor. Referee, gambling thing, NBA. Only time that's ever happened, by the way, in professional sports in America.
In what world, in this day and age of technology, we don't have enough people to keep their mouth shut, that you think that this would have been out? Been out. How?
The Donahue stuff didn't come out until years later. What are you talking about?
How long the NBA been around? Patrick Ewing got drafted in 84, 85.
85.
You mean to tell me, if that's your first piece of evidence, I heard LeBron on Pat McAfee say the same thing. You mean to tell me, after all this time, you mean to tell me there's not one smoking gun in all of the NBA that hadn't came out and been like, here's the evidence. This is why. We got cats out here saying that we got UFOs out here flying around and stuff.
Which, by the way, the government denied for the longest time until they couldn't anymore. So again, you've now brought up UFOs in my favor. You've brought up all these other things. It sounds crazy until it's not. That's all I'm saying.
Because it's ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous.
And I want to transition to this. The NFL, hot take, they need to incorporate the NBA lottery system into the NFL draft.
The NFL has a perfect model.
It would be absolute. No, because you know what it is? You know what? This is why I feel this way. If I'm the NBA, if I'm the NFL, I'm not giving you a golden ticket because you stink. Be better. I don't want that. Put yourself in the lottery. You got more ping pong balls? Fantastic. You one of the worst. You one of the worst. What is that? 32, 16 teams. You one of the worst 13, 14 teams. Hop in on this lottery. Let the chips fall where they may. But if you think that you're just going to sit out here and be terrible and your owners are going to allow you to be hot garbage, and you think that you're going to be out here and be able to just navigate your way into the top number 1 pick, or number 2 pick, number 3 pick because of your record? Oh, no. No. If the NFL incorporated NBA draft lottery in this thing would be great. Could you imagine the ratings per year that at the week after, let's just say for the sake of argument, the owners meetings, the new calendar year for the NFL starts and it's in March. Could you imagine if the NFL had the NBA draft lottery format? Every viewing record in history, it'd be out of control. I would put it in a venue too. I'd have fans to be there. I put it in a stadium. Put it in a stadium. You want to travel around the NFL draft? I was fortunate enough to go the first year they moved it in Nashville. It was absolutely. You went with us. You were there, weren't you?
No, you didn't invite me.
Okay, my bad. It was fantastic. I'll send you pictures, postcard. It was amazing.
I saw the pictures.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
They need to have that. Put it in a stadium, NFL stadium.
I mean, I agree with you.
Ratings
big
bananas.
Ratings. Yeah. But tell
me why
their model's not broke.
Tell me why this. No, you're right. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. Tell me why that wouldn't be a better alternative. It is. The NBA draft lottery is riveting television because more times than not, which goes back to my argument, the number 1 pick, the team with the worst record, always gets the number 1 pick more times than not. It is statistically, it is proven, and it lays out. That's what makes the lottery great. Because in any certain form of world, if you're one of the top 14 teams that are in there and didn't make the playoffs, that less than 1% chance, that's why it's called a lottery. That's why people play the Powerball. That's why people play Mega Millions. That's why they pay your local lotteries inside the state. Because that $1 ticket or that $2 ticket on that horse, i.e. mine that bird, that somebody may have won something a long time ago, and you could win. That's the beauty. Yeah. $1, you pick the right 4 horses in order, could change your life.
Especially when the NBA rigs it in your favor to win.
Yeah, the 5 times in the 80 years that it's been there. Let's just say he rigged it 5 times. So what about the other 75 other times? How many years has NBA been around?
You can't do it every single year. You can't be that brazen about it.
Why not? Who gonna stop you?
Well, to your right, that's a good question because no one's stopping it now. Everybody thinks people talk is crazy, and then everyone looks at the people that think it's rigged.
Just give Nico Harrison credit for doing something. And seeing the forest from the trees.
I will give him credit. I will give him credit for being approached in the middle of the night, the darkness of the night, with this trade. That it's Luka for Anthony Davis and Cooper Flag, and we will make it happen. Handshake deal. Yes, that's a good deal, Nico.
So this is the reason why, as I told you. What did I tell you that the NBA? What did I tell you that the Dallas Mavericks were going to do before you knew anything about this lottery? What did I tell you as soon as this draft happened? What did I tell you?
But you can't say any of that because you didn't know this was going to happen, unless you did.
No. I'm talking about before we even knew anything about them getting the number 1 pick. What did I tell you what was going to happen with this group in 4 years?
You said they were competing for a championship. But the group looks a lot different with one of the most talented prospects that we've seen come into the NBA since probably LeBron James.
Of course,
going on their team.
No one's denying that that elevates him. He's a plug and play to put at the 3 position in a versatile 4. I'm talking about what the roster was when they traded him in the middle of the night, dude. They were playing with, as I mentioned, they were playing with 2 bags of Doritos, me, you, and a paperclip this year, and were more than competitive in all their games.
Yeah, so were the Nets. The Nets were also competitive.
Stop it.
And they couldn't tank.
Stop it.
The team was too good to tank.
I got Gafford, AD, Kyrie, that roster as it was, intact as it was. You mean to? I've told you this. I believe they're a top 4 seed next year. If everybody comes back true to form, you hope, fingers crossed. I know Kyrie's up in age, but I just like the roster. Everybody keeps talking about what they didn't get in return, and that is fair, which leads me to more of the reason why I say to everyone, Nico Harrison and that ownership group, they looked at this all NBA player and they said, I'm not giving you a Supermax deal because we know something, i.e., nothing to do with this conspiracy theories. That the rest of the league is gonna be like, oh man. But that's how it always happens, especially in the NBA. The NBA is the one sport that more times than not, the quote unquote chickens always come home to roost. It happens all the time. You can go back in history and look at across the board moves that were even remotely in this stratosphere that happens. Everyone is so shocked, but no one logically thinks. And then you move forward 24 months later, and everybody's like, man, that's why these guys are GMs. That's why these guys make the big bucks, because this was the right move. And this is what's going to happen. I said this. I've just seen this movie too many times before. Oh my gosh, they traded Luka Doncic. You mean tell me they go trade again? They traded Luka Doncic because, as I mentioned, I'm going to go on record right now. You think the Lakers had troubles this year? Oh, buddy. Wait till next year. And then guess what? Then wait till year after that.
Somehow Giannis will magically make his way to the Lakers.
He's gonna make his way to the Lakers?
Somehow that'll happen.
I got my odds on it just depends if he wants to go to Miami or not. Got my odds on Miami or the old Knicks. Old Knicks are primed him. Now they've moved a lot. They got a lot of heavy contracts.
I think he's going to Houston, by the way. Houston or San Antonio for the number.
I got a long shot. Now, your star is about to be 37 and going into 38. But if you really want to act crazy, no Warriors will look.
That could be something.
That could be.
Someone also asked Giannis on Twitter the other day what his favorite color was, and he said sky blue. And there's a team right west of us that I'm a fan of, Memphis Grizzlies, that happen to have sky blue as a home color. I think Giannis would look fantastic in FedEx Forum.
You just down bad, bro. You just know that ain't.
I mean, I'm just.
You still believe in your Grizz?
No, I don't.
It's over with. Gonna break it up.
I think I would. Yeah.
Time to break it up.
Yeah. I think
what's your movable asset?
The star, Ja, the most popular Memphis athlete since probably Penny Hardaway was in college. Yeah,
that brother is so beloved in that city, man.
He is, but I don't know if he's ever going to be the best player on a championship team.
I think he's going to have a monster year next year.
I would like to see it.
Yeah, I think he's going to go handball next year.
I think that he has regressed from where he was at 3 years ago.
Tough.
That's tough for Memphis fans, yeah.
I got so much love for Memphis, man. Crazy encounter in Memphis in May. And this was I don't know when this was, but you'll know because you're a Grizzlies fan. I think I was in college. Yeah, I was in college. Me, my sister, my two first cousins, a bunch of other people, we went down. We drove to Memphis. My grandmother is from Arkansas, from a county right over the Mississippi River. So we went there for a night and had a good time. And we moseyed in from one of those establishments and moseyed into somebody had to go to the restroom. So we went, they have a movie theater down in that area. And I remember like hanging around and I was talking to someone, and I remember like turning around, and I remember like my forehead was like in the stomach of this gentleman, and this looked like the longest pink polo shirt in history. And I look up like this, and it was Parkinson. I was like, he was just watching movies by himself.
Yeah.
And no one bothered him.
Yeah.
Which was super cool. Like, he just got his ticket. Yeah. Hey, how y'all doing? Good. Hey. Everybody's like, hey, pal. I mean, like going back there normal business, like it's a Tuesday. Everybody's like, hey, he just went and watched the movie. Yeah. I said, oh.
Yeah. It's like that. Especially Memphis, in little small towns like that, like Memphis, smaller
markets.
Shout
out to Memphis, man. I love Memphis. Is a great city, man.
It's great.
It's an amazing city.
Yeah.
I have one question for you. Are you like yours truly when it comes to college football?
I thought you were going to ask me something else. I was going to say the CIA did it, but never mind. Keep going.
Here's what I want these 6 viewers and listeners of this podcast. We release this every Thursday. A true fan, I want you all to mail to WAFF 48 Sports. I want you to mail a heavy duty portion and brand of Reynolds Wrap. of aluminum foil, not Reynolds wrap, aluminum foil. Send it here. We'll put it on there. Because this man's crazy. He's absolutely out of his, as my grandma used to say, ever loving mind.
It's called Take After Take. Listen, I'm coming with takes.
These some crazy takes, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your name's on the podcast, not mine. So
of course, yeah. So when I get hit upside the head, I'll take the brunt of it. When you're in love with a said sport, when it's in its off season, are you a type of person that will continue to kind of dive into any sort of news you possibly can until you get to the new season, as you kind of move from like the off season where there's really quote unquote not as much news? Are you one of those fans, diehards like that? Or you kind of give yourself some time away from it?
I'll give some time away from it, and then I don't really listen to anybody else's takes, because this is the season where everybody gets like, 1 week they talk one way, and then the second week they talk completely out of the other side of their mouth, completely different. I did see, though, the Titans schedule, and I told you.
Oh! That's what we talk about.
17 wins.
That's what I know you
I see 17 wins.
Yeah, I know you do. I'm gonna go look on this right now. Now, for those that don't know, I accurately last year predicted what their record was going to be, the games they were going to win, and, of course, the 99.9% of the games they lost in the first place because they were not good. But I really want to... That's what I didn't see, Patrick. I have not went through all of the schedule reveal. So last week, with the high school kids in our area in North Alabama, they were wrapping up their spring sports. The academic athletic calendar is over. So I was at state softball and baseball and all that stuff in the middle of the state. So I didn't get to see the schedule reveal. I recorded and everything. Dude, do you know that like I have not for real like looked at as a fan of the San Francisco 49ers, I haven't looked at their schedule for real, and I hadn't looked at the Tennessee Titans. Before we get into those schedules, shout out to Brock Purdy, got some money. Very, very, very team player friendly deal. Now he has a no trade clause in that. To me, the best linebacker in football. Got an extension, $63 million, and one Fred Warner, first ballot Hall of Famer. I have to think to myself, as of right now, who's the better linebacker in 49er history? Is it Fred Warner or is it P. Will Patrick Willis? That is a heck of a debate.
Patrick Willis. What are you doing? Fred Warner's great, but it's Patrick Willis. It's Patrick Willis.
There's no debate? There's a debate.
Not much.
There's a debate.
Fred Warner's probably two.
There's a debate. Like
how?
Dude, like they both. First of all, they've both been perennial All Pros. They both are. They both led their teams in tackles multiple years. The impact that they have on the field when they're on and off, across the board. It's kind of like it's tomato. Like what do you prefer? What's your flavor? What do you prefer?
If I was making this argument, you would call me an idiot and you would say it's Patrick Willis.
No,
yes, you would.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, you would.
I think that there's an argument to be had that both of those two guys, they're both and they're both gonna be first ballot Hall of Famers. I mean, Patrick's already in. Fred Warner's like he can stop today, first ballot.
I don't know if he's first ballot. He's a Hall of Famer.
He ain't first ballot.
I don't know if he would be first ballot.
What?
He's a Hall of Famer though. He's a Hall of Famer.
Fred Warner is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
We'll see.
So then if he's a first ballot, then you have to, like, just by proxy, like they
then
have.
It's a tie.
We're done. He's on one today, y'all.
Then it's a tie.
He's on one.
He's on 1A, 1B.
So shout out to those two 49er players there. Very excited about the 49ers. Also, hot take. Mykel Williams, Defensive Player of the Year. I'll throw that out there too. I said it. Mykel Williams, 49ers, top 10 or 11 pick. About to be Alden Smith, 7.0. About to go crazy. Heard it here first. You know,
I think in 24 months you're gonna be like, man, that was a miss.
Nah.
I think that's what's gonna happen.
I'm an equal opportunist here. I told you. I told you about you'll look back in the next 5 seasons and you'll say this year's wide receiver core, all of the majority of the guys that got drafted, they'll be in the top 10 or 15 players at their position. Everybody have impact guys. Now I've told you, there's 2 guys. Now I told you. He hated on it. He didn't hate. He just didn't think. He thinks he's gonna be a buzz. Don't be surprised if, let's say, just receiving yards. Teddy McMillan's not in the top 3 receiving yards.
I would be shocked if that happens.
Okay.
I'd be shocked.
I'm just going to throw it out there one more time. You're going to look back and you're going to say, that was a miss. Tedero McMillan.
All right.
Also, I got to show you some love because I love this kid. I think this kid's going to be a really good player. If you say, like, hot take, Titans Ring of Honor, what's the wide receiver from Stanford? What's your boy?
I can't remember his last name. Starts with a A.
Emmanuel?
Something like that.
Everybody's hollering in their car right now.
Yeah.
How do you not know who that is?
I also can't pronounce the second round linebacker's name from UCLA, but I think that guy's going to be good too. But he has a.
Amin Moore. Ayo Manor. Eric Ayo Manor. Yeah.
There you go.
He's incredible.
Yeah. We need a nickname.
I love that. EA. Just call him EA.
EA.
Or Ayo.
Hey, there you go.
He's going to be fantastic. Let's go to this Titan schedule because I'm about to break his heart all over again.
You're going to be 17 wins. That's what you're going to see.
Yes, so we know you playing. We not doing all that. I just want to see what this looks like. Listen. While I'm looking this up, you tell the viewers and the listeners how did minicamp go? You're playing on air, but how did camp look? What are the reports from the beat writers there relative to like the rookies having their minicamp and then of course everybody else coming together a couple weeks ago?
I mean, from everything I read, Cam Ward looks like he looks great. He looks like he's number one pick, commanding the locker room, commanding the media room. He's already the star. Every one of the social media videos, I've seen him all over Nashville. You can look at the schedule. I'm telling you, 17 wins. You can be like, oh, Denver, week 1, that's a loss. Denver's more talented, but we're going to get him first week of the season. So that's a win. Keep going. W, 1-0 against Denver.
I just knew I was going to see something different.
Wait till you get to the end of the Titans schedule. You think it's going to a real stretch there for about 4 weeks.
You're going to lose to the Broncos. You're going to lose to the Rams.
The Rams, they won't have the offense figured out yet, I think. Stafford.
Tie ball game with the Colts. I'll give you the Colts. Definitely losing to the Texans. Definitely losing to the Cardinals. Definitely losing to the Raiders.
Those 3 teams are overrated.
Tie game with the Patriots. You'll lose to the Colts. You're going to get smashed by the Chargers. And then you're on a bye. But here's the thing. Forget the record, man.
Chargers is tough. I'll give you that.
But forget the record.
Win.
We just want... You want to believe that you got your guy under center and let the chips fall where they may this year. You continue. I learned a long time ago from pro folks, guys that are and women that have played professional sports. A lot of times people think like, I don't want to go to the organization. And a part of that is the reason why you don't want to go to the organization if it's ran bad, right? You know, if you got bad ownership, other players. But a lot of times it has to do with other players telling me like, hey, dog, like, this is legit. Like, they're coming. They're going to be good. I truly believe you're going to see a lot of free agents and a lot of guys trying to find their way to the nation's capital in the next couple of years to go play with that dude under center for the Commanders. I believe that if Cam Ward is what many believe that Cam Ward will be, relative to their front office, relative to their coach, some of the unique things that he can do as a play caller, coming from a disciple from the Bengals, that in the next 2 cycles, 3 cycles, everybody's going to be like, yeah, I want to go there. So, like, that's a good thing. You just ain't gonna see it this year, record wise. Like this, like so. I mean, you got two.
Some people
so you got 2 wins. Hold on, Pat.
Some people say.
Pat. Now, here's the thing. It's an upgrade. If you go to 4, how many did you win last year? 2,
3.
3.
Okay.
If you go from 3 to 4 or 3 to 5, that's all. That's fine. Now you may not have a coach.
Yeah, but I want 17 though.
Yeah. You're not getting 17. You know that. You know that.
I'll settle for 14.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you'll be either 1-6 or 2-5 with only wins against the Colts and the Patriots. Those are your only wins before the bye week. And this is no knock on the Titans fans. This is no knock. And if this is completely different, dude, I'm going to be the first to say this is incredible. The schedule, man, like is not. You got guys doing this for the first time. Listen, if he does a Jaden Daniels. I'm all for it. I just don't see it. Then you come out of the bye week and you got the Texans again, man. What? Seahawks, Jags. That's good. So, like, there's a couple wins there, potentially. You're going to get your faces caved in on week 15 against the 49ers. We all can be in agreement with that, right? That's going to be left. Definitely, yeah, this is real bad down the stretch.
Well, I said the end of the season.
49ers, Chiefs, Saints, Jags.
Yeah.
We'll go back over this.
17. Now, what are you going to do if we come out week 1 against that vaunted Denver Broncos defense, and that's secondary. Cam Ward throws for 350, 3 touchdowns. Come away with the win.
You know, you told me the same thing when you went to the Bears. You see the cavalcade of errors in that you saw last year?
Right, but we should have won the game, right?
Yeah, but you didn't.
That's what I'm saying. But we should have, though.
Let me ask you a question. Would you rather come away with a win and Cam Ward's your starting quarterback and he goes 15 for 24 for 115 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions? Or would you rather see a Cam Ward 25 of 34, 444 yards, 2 TDs, no interceptions, and a loss?
I want to see 45 for 50, 782 yards, 19 touchdowns, and a win. I'm not. Why are we? It's fandom. I have fun with this. What do you think? I'm gonna sit here this whole offseason and be like, I can't wait for the Titans. It's gonna be bad. I'm gonna be miserable.
No,
I'm
you need
not
to be real with
doing
yourself.
that. I don't want to be real with myself.
Yeah, you
Why?
do. Yeah, you
It's football.
do. Yeah, you do. It is. Yeah, it's football.
Pee-wee kids play this game. I'm not gonna be real with myself.
Yeah, you need to be real with yourself. You know why?
17-0. I'm doubling down.
No, you don't. You want to be real with yourself. Because see, here's the thing. You need to be in your hearts of hearts, your gut, the pit of your gut. You already know what this is gonna be. This is like whatever happens. That's how you feel about it, and that's how you should feel about it. I'm the first to tell you, I think the 49ers are going to be really good. Are they one of the first 3 or 4 teams I think about in the Super Bowl? A Super Bowl contender? No. Could they be in the NFC Championship game? Yeah. That's what makes this thing great. If you sign on a quarterback for $200 million and you believe he's one of their guys, he needs to take the next step and continue to be a motivating and driving factor with the success of this team. But I know those expectations. I lived through the doldrums of 49er years in years past, Jim Druckenmiller, and like all these. I've seen that before. I've seen Patrick Willis have to try to cover wide receivers running in the slot because they're so bad because people are just running butt naked wide open. Just like, I get it. But man, like, I get it. You got to be like, you have to be I just want you to be real with yourself sometimes. I get the fandom. I'm just like, I feel where you're coming from, but I think in your heart of hearts, this is going to be you're going to be picking in the first 5 picks of the draft next year.
No, in my heart of hearts, we're
what's the ceiling and what's the basement?
The ceiling
16-1, and then is the basement, and 17-0 is the ceiling.
Yeah, there you go. 16-1 is the worst I will accept. 17-0 is what we're gonna do.
Titans, Colts, Jags. Who else is in that division?
Titans, Colts,
Jags,
Texans.
Yeah. What are they? They got to finish last though, right?
Who? Or
second to last. Easy between you and the Colts are going to finish second to last.
The Colts are awful, and why do we think the Jags are going to be good? And the Texans were overrated last year.
Great call.
Why can't we be the division winner? Nobody says we can't. Just because people say we're not going to be good? And? I'm tired of people like you bringing me down, man. You know what I'm saying?
No.
The NBA's rigged. Titans are going 17-0. I don't see a problem with any of these takes. I don't know why you're poo-pooing on everything today.
Because every take that I've given you in the last X amount of months we've done this, they've all been right. All of them. I've come to you and been like, I come to you hand in hand. Just telling you, like, come to the altar of reality. Brother, I'm just trying to save you from yourself. Because you're gonna throw something at your TV. You're going to have to go outside and say some expletives on Sundays.
Yeah, but I look forward to that on Sunday.
I get that you look forward to it.
What else would you want me to do?
I respect that you, much like I do, you watch every game. You watch every snap of your team.
Yeah.
But I feel like you're going to like just enjoy the NFL and not like what this product is.
Well, I always enjoy the NFL. But I go into every single game on Sunday thinking the Titans are going to win. And then last season, by about the third quarter,
you do after week 1 with all them terrible special teams blunders. You knew then that this was going to go.
It was a bad sign of things to come.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But we've changed.
But you're going to be. I'm telling you, Titans fans, you're going to be encouraged because Cam Ward's going to have a magnificent day in week 1, and they're probably still not going to win. But that's okay because I would rather take that right now. Then I look up and I got a brand new stadium and I'm the division leader and I got half of my games on Monday Night Football and he's one of the 7 best quarterbacks in football and like we are an instant Super Bowl contender. I'll take this now over what the success is going to be in a couple of years. It's all good, man.
I'm glad you see it my way, by the way.
Now you're going to be insufferable in a couple of years. But here's the thing. If it doesn't work out for Cam Ward, it's not going to work out for the fact that the young man is not built of quote unquote the right stuff. It's not showing us success in college relative to translate that to the next level. You just got to have things that just kind of to build around. Who's y'all's running back?
We got Tajay Spears and
back.
Tony Pollard still.
Who's your one at wide receiver? Any clue?
It's Calvin Ridley.
That's right. Calvin Ridley.
We got Restrepo. We got this new AO.
Ooh, Xavier Restrepo.
Yeah, Restrepo. Got a tight end. We still got Chig, Okonkwo. Got some guys on defense. Offensive line's better. Second year under Daddy Callahan.
This Big Jeff gonna be a retired Titan, or y'all think he's gonna get moved to a contender next year?
I mean, who knows? He's gonna retire Titan because first of all, we're going 17-0. I don't know why I hesitated just then.
Yeah, no,
you retire Titan. He's gonna have a Super Bowl ring. See, you bring me down already. Talking me out of this stuff.
This man got a Titans hat, Titans wallet. Man,
Cam Ward jersey coming in should be here by I think August.
I want you to wear the month. August. You said is when it's coming.
I promise you, the second it comes in, the first podcast, I will wear it.
You have to.
But I bought it at 7:03 on NFL Draft Night when he got drafted. By the way, I didn't even know he was going to be number one at that point. I just had a hunch. Kudos to Warren Moon, by the way. Classy move.
Warren Moon is one of my three. He's in my top three favorite quarterbacks of all time.
Abdul Carter, crazy move, thinking you're going to go to the Giants and wear number 56. That was reported that tried to happen.
Yeah, no, Lawrence Taylor, the great Lawrence Taylor was like, no, that didn't happen.
That's insane.
Now, here's what I will say. Have the impact I'm 42. I just saw Lawrence at the end of his career as an elementary school kid and stuff. Y'all go just look at his rookie year and what he was able to do. If my memory serves me correctly, and I want everyone to send a correction, that man, his rookie year was defensive rookie of the year and the MVP of the league, defensive MVP.
Yeah.
Rookie year.
Yeah.
I will say this. If Abdul comes in and has the type of impact that a lot of people believe he could, and like maybe even in the remote atmosphere of the great LT, Lawrence Taylor, I believe Lawrence will let him have a year like this and let him go into the next year and have another one. LT gonna be like, yeah, dog.
It's not to the level of trying to be drafted by the Bulls and wearing 23, but it's pretty close to being drafted by the Lakers and wanting to wear number 8 or number 24.
Yeah, but I really believe the late great Kobe Bryant, if a guy were able to kind of make the impact of that down the line, heck yeah, I believe that would happen because game recognizes game, bro. I've told you, like, you know this. Real never recognizes real. Like, they would look and be like, yeah.
Yeah, but the first time he chokes in a playoff game, Kobe's going to walk in that locker room. But that's give me that jersey.
But that's what I'm telling you. That's what, like, you have to have enough of a sample size for him to be like,
yeah.
I get it. Like, LT's got to have enough of a sample size. Like, his first 2 years, if that man, his first 2 years has 30 sacks, and he's the defensive player of the year, as a rookie, he's the defensive rookie of the year, and he's the defensive player of the year on defense. That's some cachet to make OLT come up off that number. That's what it'll take. That's what it'll take. I just think that's what it will be. Because you just got a real recognized game. LT's one of those guys, in my opinion.
It's just, and I guess that is the kind of absurd confidence you have to have as a professional athlete. But to walk into an organization and be like, well, do you think Lawrence Taylor would give me 56? It's just, nah, bud, I don't think he will.
Abdul made a believer out of me, man. We saw the talent from his freshman year. And, being kicked on the outside to defensive end from linebacker, and obviously the comparisons to one Michael Parsons and the great LeVar Arrington back when I was growing up in the mid-'90s and stuff, man. The linebackers there at that place. He just truly made a true believer out of me from his consistency as a player at Penn State this year. And, of course, his playoff performance was nothing short of
he had one arm and killed your team.
Yeah. Wrecked the game. Wrecked the game. So I'm excited. I'm excited for him. If we're talking about the NFL, in your opinion, give me your 3 Super Bowl contenders that you believe that should be at the top of the list, AFC, NFC combined. Who are the 3?
I think the Eagles for a repeat.
Yeah.
I think they have to be up there.
Yep.
As long as 15 for Kansas City is upright, you got to say that they're up there. Outside of that, I guess it'd be some combination of Bills, Ravens. I think the AFC is a little bit more top-heavy than what the NFC is. Big question in the NFC is Detroit Lions, what they going to look like without they've lost almost in both of their coordinators and even some of their assistants. So how are they going to be able to rebound? I think it really is like a 3 to 4 horse race between those teams I just mentioned.
Have no problem with your first two.
Well, and the Titans.
Yeah, of course. Titans 17-0.
17-0. My bad.
I've said this, and one of our buddies in the group chat, we've had this debate back and forth. Nick Sirianni got an extension, rightfully so. Has immense amount of success relative to his first 4 years there.
You were going to say immense amount of respect, but you don't have any, so you were just going to say success.
Bro, like, if the Chargers go 15-1, y'all gonna be shocked?
I listen. We talked about this before. I get it, but then you look at Sirianni's record, and like it's up there with Vince Lombardi and John Madden. Like at some point, the numbers don't lie.
I feel you. I'm just saying. In what world have we not seen this movie before with John Harbaugh? Like, once again, if the Chargers go 15-1, is anybody gonna be shocked?
No.
No one should be. If you know anything about, I'm not acting like I'm some diehard watching 22 film. If you know football, or you're a fan of football, you can just see it from a mile away. I've been as critical of Justin Herbert as anyone you would ever imagine. Bruh, if that group, look at the team. It's ready made. Like, if they go 15-1, I am not shocked. If they win the Super Bowl going away, I'm not shocked. As great as the Eagles are, my sleep in this whole thing is the Chargers, man. I'm sold. I'm sold. I think the Broncos are going to be even better. You know how I feel about Bo Nix. Loved him when he came out. I thought he was going to be a stud when he came out relative to what they're asking him to do there. You got the Defensive Player of the Year on one side. That's the other cool part too. When you see guys that you've been able to watch in person consistently, and like what that is, and coaches. The University of Alabama and players and stuff tell you like, yeah. I mean, of course, his daddy was incredible. Him and Sam Madison for the Miami Dolphins growing up. I was like, who's throwing to those places? But to see Patrick Surtain Jr., man, like, it's really cool to see like him, just be a pro his entire life as a football player. I think he's, that's why we always love Caleb Downs so much. That's what we kind of think. Like in 2 years, Caleb Downs probably gonna be Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah, that's how good he is, right?
Yeah, I mean, in a modern day NFL, to just kind of lock down one side of the field
crazy.
Is insane.
With as much space as you can give said receiver before you can remotely have any.
And I mean, you look at his college stats; it's not anything crazy. It's just because the offense is like, well, we can't throw over there.
We're not throwing there.
Stop.
No. So yeah, the Chargers. Shout out to the NFL. Y'all listen, Roger Goodell. You do that thing will be a ratings bonanza. You want more eyeballs on your put it on Netflix. Put the NFL Draft Live on Netflix. The whole internet will shut down like it did for the Jake Paul, that Mike Tyson Jake Paul. You couldn't even watch it.
Yeah, hopefully it would be better product than Mike Tyson Jake Paul.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. I didn't want to watch that thing, man. I need to get you. That's the next thing I need to get you into. We'll talk about it in the fall because we got some big prize fight. I'm a huge boxing fan. We need to get you into boxing too.
I think I'm good. I'm tapped out.
No, we're gonna do that.
I'm tapped out.
You'll fall in love with it. You'll get very emotionally involved in the fight game, and this will.
No, because boxing, the best guys don't fight each other, right? Isn't that what I've heard?
Especially right now.
See,
but the cool part about it, there's some things that are happening that like no one has any choice. You have to do this. Much like because the UFC, Dana White's involved, like it's a good thing. You'll fall in love with it. Boxing will get back to the casual fan, and you'll be like, yeah, I want to watch that.
Wait, Dana White is promoting boxing?
He is,
but with UFC is a competitor of boxing.
Yes, he's starting. Yes, they're all. We'll discuss it. It's a lot, but it's awesome. You'll be excited.
And he's doing slap fighting.
Got slap fighting and stuff as well. You like slap fighting?
No, I think it's stupid.
I've never. To see those cats getting slapped like that, they got something now where the cats are running full speed and seeing who can get taken off their feet.
Yeah, pretty soon we're gonna be like, who can survive a gunshot? Just do that. How about that for dystopia?
And that's when we stop the podcast. Subscribe, where podcasts are available. Producer Pat Carpenter, this Take After Take. We're headed into the summer months. We're going to get ready for the SEC Media Days in Atlanta. That's going to be a lot of fun, kind of previewing the upcoming college football season from the Southeastern Conference and, of course, the country as well. We'll really start getting into lists and stuff when we kind of get into watch lists. We'll name our awards winners, pick conference champions, playoffs, whole nine. Patrick's trying to have me do all that in January, like one hour after the national
Well, we
championship
don't
game.
have it. We don't. What are we going to talk about? We did
Talk
20,
about good players
we did
that are all
20
over the
minutes.
place. Let's talk about all the amazing quarterbacks in the Big 12 that are like going to play, and that's going to be probably the most exciting league in college football next year. Let's talk about all these amazing wide receivers across the country.
Come with some
and all
plans.
that.
We ended up doing 20 minutes on guys going to Turkey to get their hair done, and then
And good barbecue. You talking about some hamburgers and hot dogs? You don't want no ribs, man.
I said we had to. You got to get them cooked right.
That is fair. I told you I'm gonna tell the story 4th of July. That was bad, dog. That's somebody tried to make some ribs, man.
Is this person still in your life?
Yeah.
You didn't cut them out after?
No, I ain't gonna cut them out. I ain't gonna. You don't forget it's a scar. You don't forget it. You don't forget
okay.
it. You know, you get your head busted wide open and stuff like that. They stitch it up. You can still see it.
Right.
People always just use this term. Hey, let bygones be bygones. Let's put water. It's water under the bridge. You're exactly right. I can walk over that bridge and everything. But you know what else I can do, Patrick? I can stand on that bridge and I can look right up under that water and see that water still flowing right up under that bridge. So, like, everybody keeps talking about, I don't forget. I said, I don't forget. We'll save that story for 4th of July. We'll save that story. I was hurt to this day. Still hurts. OCP. You can't burn no meat, Patrick. You can't burn no meat on my watch. Can't burn it. Can't burn it up. That's all I'm saying. Like, subscribe, comment where you find podcasts available. You can download our podcast on Spotify, the Apple iTunes. Is it iTunes? What is it? I don't know. iTunes? Is it iTunes? iTunes, yeah.
I don't know what you just said. I was looking at something.
No, it's all good. I mean, it didn't matter anyway. It's irrelevant. We also have our podcast is live every Thursday morning on our 48 Sports Zone app. That is really taking off. We're super excited about that here at WAFF as well. But yeah, we'll have it every Thursday. We're recording on Tuesday because I'm not doing anything for the next 4 or 5 days. And then next week, we'll, I don't know what I'll do. We'll record on a Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, man, it's off season. We got to kind of take a little break, get myself right, gotta get through 2 days and get myself ready for the season. As Patrick cries about the Titans going 1-15, 1-16.
I cry 17-0. I'm gonna get it tattooed on my forehead. 17-0.
I tell you what. How about you get a tattoo if they go 17-0?
I will.
17-0. Where you gonna get it?
Anywhere.
I want to tighten up, right? We can't do that because his lovely wife and stuff will beat me all the way down, so we can't do that. It got to be somewhere, though.
No, I'll do tighten up across the chest. That's what we'll do. Right across the back. Yeah. Like Yakuza style, Right across the back of the shoulders. Tighten up.
See, you can talk like this because that ain't never happening. For producer Pat, I'm Carl Prather. It's Take After Take. We'll come up with a better show next week. No, we won't. It's going to be the same stuff. We'll see y'all next week.